Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back once again for our virtual vacation, as it were. For those of you who haven't been here, we are currently on vacation in real time, and I've decided, that the way that I want to be able to celebrate that and make videos for you guys is to actually have videos of what we're actually doing. So we flew around different parts of Disney World at all the resort theme parks. We were at Port Canaveral the other day with the Disney Wish, and today, as long as everything goes well and no pop-up hurricanes have popped up, we are with the Disney Wish, and we are heading into Nassau, exactly as we see here, pop down onto the ship itself. We're going about 12 knots right now, right? Yeah, 12 knots right now. We're going to be kind of starting to pull in at 9 p.m. a.m. I need to go lay down, apparently. I've been doing way too much that I can't even remember where I am, why I am. But it is going to be shortly 9 a.m. for a 9:30 arrival, which feels really late, especially when we're leaving at like 5. But, you know, it is what it is. And I know that we've got other ships here with us, including Utopia of the Seas and I believe a Carnival vessel. But, yeah, very, very excited for the cruise itself. Danielle and I will actually be getting off the ship. I was not planning us originally getting off the ship. We've been in Nassau many a time, and I was like, you know, I don't really think that that'll be something that, you know, is worth our time and effort. But she found this shore excursion going to a chocolate factory, which I was like, you know what, that's actually pretty unique, and that's actually really something that could be fun here in Nassau because, again, we've been here before, and you know, you get like the snorkeling and like there's some tours here, but it's such a busy place that this actually feels like something that's unique. The same exact day, we actually also have our massages booked. Yeah. It's going to be a busy day. It's going to be like, cool, going and get chocolate. Cool, massages. Cool, now we're jelly and we don't want to do anything. And then the ship leaves at 5:45 to head off to Castaway. But I think it's probably going to, at this point, have been a pretty good cruise. Hopefully we have some smooth sailing just to make sure that, like, Danielle doesn't get sick, and we can really get to know where Ella's potty spot is, which I realize we don't even, I'm looking at her right now, we don't even, like, make sure that you remember what you're doing. I don't even have your potty box kit that we have anymore. We just kind of go, she sniffs it and goes, yep, this smells like where I'm supposed to pee, and she does exactly what she's supposed to do. So that's a win. Again, I'm filming all of these on the Monday before we leave. We're going to head down to Bradley tomorrow, Tuesday, and spend the night for a very early in the morning flight out to Orlando on Wednesday. So we got a lot to do, and I really wanted to finish these videos. But, you know, we're going at the speed that we're able to go, and I appreciate Danielle's patience as we probably should be packing, but I'm here recording videos because I actually have to talk for these. But like I said, we are coming into Nassau. I think we're like one of the last ships to actually come in that day at a whopping 53 frames a second. I'm actually going to, I know it says it's windy, I'm just going to pop that down a little bit. A little bit better. But should be a nice, smooth arrival. There's an amazing video out there if you want to look at them. If you type in Disney Wish Storm Nassau, you'll actually see the Disney Wish coming into Nassau in some really rough weather. Like you see the ship tilt and tilt. But again, the harbor is going to be the safest spot for that ship than just sitting out there in the sea. So I can understand some of their thought process there. I'm going to pop us off of autopilot, take it over. We've got the pilot on board, obviously. Also, really fun to be back in Ship Sim. I do love making these videos for you guys. It's one of my favorite series to actually make because I like Ship Sim. I did burn myself out on it for a little while, trying to find all the ships and make connections with people, and then, you know, once you have it all, you don't know what to do with it. But also, I started learning the dark side of this fandom, and for anybody who's in it who knows, the people who enjoy Ship Sim respect it and respect the owner who unfortunately had passed away just a little while ago, and creators. Unfortunately, there's a really big market of people trading ships, payware specifically, or people who are like, this is private, please don't share it, but I'm sharing it with a friend, and they end up sharing it, or people demanding ships, or, you know, the kind of sense of entitlement, which can really just put a damper on the mood of ship sim and what it's really supposed to be. We're supposed to just enjoy what we do. I'm a very firm believer of, if you have it, you should share it with the community, because that's how we make a community. That's how we make things strong. But unfortunately, you can deal with some just asshole people, and you're just like, you know what? Actually, I'm not going to share this with the community because they don't deserve it. So you're kind of back and forth on how you actually want to handle it. But it is really sad to see certain creators want to step away, or are thinking of stepping away, because of people trading their stuff, which I can totally understand. Just for sake of doing so, I'm gonna actually keep you. What do I actually want to do? It's that way. Keep the watercolor, but get rid of the waves itself. As we head into the harbor, it'd be pretty flat and calm anyways. I like the realism, but if you notice that we went from 50 frames a second to... it actually only gave you 60. That's actually really interesting. I must have something running in the background, not just the video recording. Which I need to see if I can find my Elgato, whatever one it is, to do recordings that way and utilize my other computer. I had one once. I set it up, made a whole bunch of videos, realized that I didn't set it up correctly, and then I kind of gave up on it because I got a stronger computer. But that's definitely something that I got to kind of like look for again and relearn and utilize, so I can use all of my processing power that's in my computer to actually play the games. But a beautiful day here down in Nassau, a little bit overcast, but at least we're keeping the tropical storms and hurricanes away. We are in the peak of hurricane season, for at least the beginning of it, for where stuff starts showing up. I have been down here once before on a ship, I think it was the Magic, where we got diverted to Freeport to get more fuel to go around the storm, and instead of getting in like at 6 a.m., we got in at like noon. So, of course, for me, it was like, cool, extra time on the ship, righteous. So that was pretty awesome as a kid. But it's nice to have nice and calm here as we start to enter the harbor here at Nassau. Ooh, look at that water that doesn't want to stay with the reflections. Ill. Very ill. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Where was I going with that? I was about to go somewhere, and then the bouncing reflections messed with my head. I know that Nassau is bigger than the last time we saw it. The last time we saw it was on the Dream in 2017. We actually saw Nassau twice, now that I'm thinking about it. Because we saw it... Yeah, I don't even actually really think about it like that. No. Once. Okay, so what I'm thinking, and I'll explain it here. When we went down on the Disney Dream, Ella was a puppy, and she wasn't able to actually go on the ship because she was not 6 months old yet. So she had to stay behind at a boarding facility, which was like one of the hardest things for me to ever do, but we did the Dream. Ella's first cruise, we actually did 2 cruises that year. We did Carnival Pride out of Baltimore, and then we went to Alaska in 2019. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, did we actually go to like Nassau just months apart and I didn't even remember it? No, technically no. It was technically years apart. But I know that Nassau's done some pier expansion. I know that over here there's actually like this concert venue that's there now, which seems pretty cool. That we'll have to kind of look over the edge and take a peek at. And I know that there's more like a port entry, like more shops and duty-free stuff that you've got to go through. But there was some problems, and I'll say that, when you'd go down to Nassau and you'd get right off and you go right out into the streets. And everybody wants to sell you something, and that's how they make their money. I understand that. But I'll never forget walking down of a Disney ship being in port and walking by a store and some guy who's just trying to sell his weed from the front of his store. It was not a weed store. So, you know, it's the little things where you're like, yeah, you know, maybe we should have had that a little bit more and kept that a little bit safer. We got Senior Frogs right down over here that we'll visit if we can. I realize I want to, but I think the chocolate thing that we're going to go do is in the morning, and I think right afterwards we'll be back on the ship for our massage. So I actually don't know if we'll be able to get off the ship to go to Senior Frogs, which is actually really interesting and a little sad to think about, but that's okay. We will live. This is going to be our berth today. This is usually where the Disney ships are going to be. I'm assuming Utopia of the Seas? Oh, I think Europa. No, it's Utopia. It is going to be probably berthed over here. That's kind of like where the big royals go. Is there. So we can start getting ourselves kind of set to get into position. Going at 5 knots, as you saw, we've been really kind of getting ourselves slowed down and to get into position. Again, I do want to remind you guys, we are just doing an arrival for this part of the video. We're not actually going to do any departures from any of our places, just because, one, timing, but this is all that you need to see. You just need to see what we're doing. And plus, I figured you guys wouldn't be too sad with a little bit of more ship sim in your life. Again, I will say, the Norwegian Bliss series is still coming. We didn't forget about it, but this kind of was a last minute thought that I had 2 days ago that I'm hoping to continue. You guys obviously have a couple more days after this. Unfortunately, we do have just 1 day at sea that you guys are going to get a random video for, because I don't have anything else for you. I don't have anything to do with a day at sea, so you guys see a Bliss maybe episode, then a whole week of ship sim for you guys. Could be a lot of fun. Let's get ourselves pointed over. I know it's hard, but we're going so slow. It's really just going to be a tip over. As you can see, beautiful bay, trees underneath, beautiful bottom of vessel. I know they're the pods, and they would be spinning. You know, it would never go to 0, but that's what we have. Man, the water looks beautiful from up here. Alright, back to the ship. We should get it in enough time. One thing that I wish that the sim had, and again, I know I'm asking a lot, I would love if we had future radar. So we'd have the ability to be like, okay, if I'm on this course, this is where I'm going to be steered to by the time I finish. Like real cruise ships actually do. They have the software that kind of says, okay, if you do this movement, this is where you're going to end up. Okay, I'm turning on the bow thruster now. Just to get us pointed more in that direction. Put a little bit of reverse throttle just to slow us down a bit. Just want to get more into the basin because again, it's all that shallow. It's over there. Again, what a view to be able to watch this ship come in. It's got to be amazing. So we'll do that. Continue on with the thruster and hard to starboard. Yep. Yep. That's looking good. And so we're going to be doing a complete 360, 180, sorry, and backing ourselves in. So let's get this there. Let's actually keep that on. So we're going to keep that going. That's probably good there. Let's work on slowing ourselves down a little bit more. Once we get within a couple knots, we'll actually start doing our maneuver to get ourselves 180. A lot easier without another ship here, obviously. 2.5. 2 in forward motion. Actually, I can't remember how fast you actually go, so let's do this. Let's do 20 and 20. Engines are more or less at stopped. Kind of wanted to be at static 0, so I guess we'll try to knock that down to 0.0. There it is. Let's jump back to the bridge, actually. That's looking good. Looking good here. Again, still really quick for the sim. I wonder, can I just... You gotta do it above 12. Let's try 16 and see if that helps. Again, just to get the weight of it, because, like, again, this does move very quickly. That is the thing I will say. You can look on the smaller ships a little bit slower like this, but this is what you see at the ends. It's one of the coolest things to be able to see, that these vessels are moving so quickly because the center feels like it's moving very slow. Just something really cool to be able to experience. I'm just going to have this ready for as we're parking. A little too much. Coming up on halfway through the turn. Back to the bridge, nice swing, back out to the wing. We got all the officers around the ship telling us yay and or nay, tell us what's going on. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something. Once in a while I can get that to go away, but say la vie, pop outside. So what I'm referring to is I'm far enough away now you can't see it. You can just see the bottom of the ship. But if I go back up, you can actually see the wing sticking out of the water. See it? Which, if we could see, the bow would also be sticking out. But overall, this is looking quite well. Nice image. That there. And again, there's moments like this, especially with this clear water, I'm like, yep. This is why I always wanted a ship sim game, is for moments just like this. Pop in here to the radar. We're about 3/4 of the way through. Still looking good, looking grand. Again, not fighting any wind today, which is great for stabilization and not having to try to fight. If it was super windy, though, I would actually have pulled in. But because we've got nice weather, might as well enjoy it. I assume we're going to be backing in as well, but it really depends on the morning that we have. It's interesting because today is Monday. It's a week from us actually being on the vessel and leaving Port Canaveral. I checked. I had to. I checked the webcam to be like, yep, there we would be. I don't want to think that far in advance because that actually already means that half of our vacation would be over. But also, like, we'd already be done with the parks. And I'm looking forward to doing that on this trip. So I don't want to cut it too short. Thrusters can come down. We'll just drift for now. Let's see if I time that right. Put a little bit into the reverse. No, we're gonna be going too much, so just had to counteract it a little bit, that was all. And now we back into place. Again, a lot easier when there's not another ship here. Of course, these aren't scaled properly, so, you know, it is what it is. And I also love that it seems like everybody wants to call Danielle today while she's trying to get things folded and packed. This is like the third time her phone's rang. She's trying so hard, and I do appreciate her letting me film these. I got a lot of stuff done earlier and ready today. So believe me, it's not like I'm just sitting on my butt. A little bit more drift, so I'm going to push this out a little bit. Want that rear pushed out just a bit more. Okay, aft is out. Just also watching the bow. Can check us here. Been using the radar a lot more. Just that live image generation really does help. It does have the point, which is nice. I just wish it was also going the opposite direction as well. There we go. Looking good, looking grand. Going to keep it around less than 4 knots as we pull into the pier. Usually you're around 2, but we are considerably far out from the pier. Back to the bridge, please. What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. I'm hitting the wrong buttons, man. Where are we going? Why are you fighting me so much? My friend. Come with me. Be nice. Be nice. That's all I'm asking. Is just be nice. Kick the aft over just a little bit. Kick the bow. Just to kind of get it straightened out just a little bit more. I'm getting images of new work lights that have been installed at work, which terrifies me to think about where all my tools are now, because it's not me doing that work. Yeah, it's looking good, looking grand. Let's actually pop in here. I want to... If we go back to the adult-only area... Again, in the images, it looks so much smaller than this. We're hoping that it'll be better. This is us backing in, everybody. Away from the pier, away from the edge. Looking good. Good speed. There we go. Anger. Oh, it's such a mind thing. Because if I'm out here on the deck, it does not look like it's that close. Let's jump over really quick. But it's because, like, this sticks over so much more. So it's messing with my head of where, like, the actual bottom is. This actually be a good spot. Heck yes. It's actually really good to be able to kind of judge the back. Now, of course, you'd actually have an officer back here with a walkie-talkie to the bridge, telling you of anything that's updated. You got the pilot, you've got all your data, you got everything, and you got better views than what I can see right now. But it takes a team to make sure that you get it in safely and successful. I wish I knew how to 3D model. I'd make little gangways to put them out, because when you pull in, you can actually see other ships' gangways and what they're usually where they dock and everything. So that would be pretty awesome to be able to do, and maybe eventually I'll be able to have the time to do like anything else, but we'll see. I want to finish the house first and then move in. That's the other thing. It's not just finishing the house, it's then moving in and trying to make that house a home. Then I can worry about what I'm going to do with this quote-unquote free time. Okay, we're down to 2.8 knots. Let's actually pop back up onto the bridge, please. Start pushing over parallel. Looking good. And again, I can't see the rear of the ship, so I've got to kind of... I got plenty of room. I should be able to fit mostly on the pier. I think that's what we discovered last time we were here when we were doing this. So we're just going to keep on creeping. A little bit easier when we pull into Castaway because there's nothing else around. I mean, you got the reef and everything, but considering it's not like you got a bunch of piers around that you got to worry about crashing into. Plus, it's technically Disney's leased island, so it's their problem if they break it. I'm sure the Maritime Committee would have a field day with that. Looking good. I'm actually going to give us a little bit of forward momentum because we are going still at about 2 knots. Well, 2.5, I should say. And as you can tell, we are starting to get it in there, so I really want to get that down to 2, maybe 1.5. As we continue our backing in job here. Such an optical illusion, because from here it looks like we're fine. I guess a little bit less. There's that. Still going at 2 knots. We are carrying a pretty good amount of speed, so let's do that. Add a little bit of throttle. Make sure that we don't have a drift, which we don't. Kill it there. Jump out. Take a look. Yeah, we're almost there. Looking good. Looking good. And that looks good right there. Let's turn them propellers just a smidge. Get us rolling to a stop. We're at a stop. Gonna get this front end back over because I got a little haywire as we were coming in. That's okay. Slow it down. And there you go. That's probably as close as we're going to be able to get. We can start dropping lines. And
this is the duty officer speaking from the bridge. Horn from the forward funnel. For those of you on the open decks at this time, you may want to cover your ears. Again, we'll be sounding our ship's horn from the forward funnel. And for those of you that are on the open decks at this time, you may want to cover your ears. Thank you for your attention.
Why can't I move you? I'm going to do that one again. Welcoming everybody to Nassau to let them know. Why can't I grab you? Why do you hate me so? Man, you both hate me so. I didn't think it was going to be this hard. This one I'd love over here, but you're obviously not seeing that as land. At least put you back here where you should be, but you're not seeing land. At least that's a little bit closer. This one needs to go... This one needs to go that way. And you two can share, but you're not going to be seen. So, there you go. Well, there you go, everybody. That is our arrival here with the beautiful Disney Wish to Nassau. We're here until about 5:15 this evening, I believe, is when we're scheduled to depart, and we'll be heading off to Castaway for stop number 3 here on our cruise. But it's been a lot of fun so far, and I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this journey thus far, as we hit pretty much 1 week of this adventure. So overall, a good time. But that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day, and I really do appreciate your continued support. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.